What's going on there, everybody? What is going on, everybody? What I want to talk about today is kind of the client journey. And this is something that I don't think a lot of coaches talk about, but I think it's really important, especially if you are a coach who's doing anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a month, if not more. Because everybody's so focused on the front end of signing up clients, lead generation, all the front end stuff. But nobody talks about kind of the back end process of what's important to make sure that not only your clients have a great experience, but more importantly, there is a process in place for some type of ascension and or continuation with your offer. So what I did is make a very basic flow chart of kind of what that process looks like. And I'm going to talk in detail about each of these boxes. So when you have a client sign up, one of the first things that you should have is some type of onboarding process. So I'll actually add that in here, right? So let's put it up here. I don't like that arrow. So we'll have an arrow for an onboarding process. Now the onboarding process is going to look different for each coach. It depends on how many clients you're working with, if you have coaches working for you. For me, the big thing that I like is I like the onboarding process to be done probably within the first 48 hours after they sign up. The reason why is because it alleviates any type of buyer's remorse that the person might have. And also with the onboarding process, it's really important that the person has some type of homework or action items that they can start immediately. Far too often, a lot of programs have a client that signs up and they join and they're clueless. They don't know how to start. They don't know where to start, and it's overwhelming. So it's really important that either you have an automation set up, probably via email, any links to any groups that you have, and or like I said, I like to have like a scheduled call with one of the coaches that work for me as kind of an onboarding start. Okay, so client goes through the program. You should have regular check-ins throughout the program to make sure the client is on track. One of the ways that you can kind of manage the client's success is two ways, which is one is doing a deep dive call, and then the other is using what I like to call, I don't like that. Let's delete this. Come on, delete. Using things called temp checks. Okay, so I like to call them temp checks. So what a temp check is essentially like in platforms like Asana or Slack or anything like that. What you can do is you can have green, yellow, and red markers to see how the client is doing and make sure that they're keeping up with the program and getting the results that they want. Okay. I don't know why this box is not deleting, but we are not going to worry about it for now. Edit, delete. Apologies, guys. All right. I delete, 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 delete. Nope, not happening. All right. Anyways, so client goes through the program. Like I said, they have some type of Asana or Slack channel where we monitor their progress and make sure that they are getting results. And what I recommend that you do too is you have a deep dive call, usually periodically throughout the program. So, for example, you or your coaches probably should have 3 to 4 deep dive calls throughout the program. So, like, let's say 3 to 4 calls. If you do like a 90-day program, the only reason we want to do that, guys, is to make sure that they're staying on track, because one of the worst things that can happen is you have a client go through your program and they don't reach out to you for 4 weeks or 6 weeks and they're struggling. And especially if you're doing like a payment plan for a client and they're like, hey, I can't pay you because I'm not getting results, but I didn't reach out to you. Whose fault is that? Well, it's ultimately your fault because you as a coach didn't do anything to keep them on track and make sure that they were getting the results. Okay. So next thing, how did the client do? All right. So let's say your client went through the program, got amazing results. One of the first things that I would do is really figure out where they want to go. So the decision is something that you have to figure out where they want to go next with the program. So what I like to do is schedule what I like to call like a offboarding call / upboarding call. And usually during this call, what we want to do is figure out, where do you want to go? Like, hey, congratulations, you hit, 10K a month, or you hit 20K a month, or whatever it is. Now let's talk about what you want to do next. So it's important, and I don't think a lot of people talk about this, is creating new goals. Just because somebody did well in your program doesn't necessarily mean they want to stay. And more importantly, you need to create new goals for them to have a vision and also see you as a possibility of being able to help them out. So, client as well. Couple things. One, ask for a referral and testimonials. So a lot of people forget about this, but always, always, always important to ask for testimonials and or referrals. So the client is making a decision, all right? And there's a couple different ways that this can go about on the call. One is they want to stay with you, but they're not necessarily ready to take the next step. So some people that are watching this video, you might have like a 12-week program and maybe like a 6-month program. And even if you're a fitness coach, you could still have some type of ascension. I don't think a lot of people think about this, but you could have an ascension offer, which is essentially more time with you on a one-on-one basis. And that's an easy offer to do. But let's say you sell just generic business coaching. Two different things you could do is you could do like an MRR offer, which nothing really changes. What you want to do is essentially the payment plan that they paid for before. There's two ways to do it. Either you can just break that up into a monthly, or what you can do is you can lower the investment a tad, maybe 20 to 25%, and do a monthly retainer of a month-to-month decision. The benefit of that is they love the community. They're an amazing client. Like, it's not a lot of work for you, so it's an easy thing to keep people. Like, I've joined mentorship programs where I paid like $30,000 for 6 months. And then they're like, hey, you're an amazing client. You don't ask a lot of questions. Just pay me $2,000 a month and you can stay in the environment. So that's an offer. Or what they can do, guys, is, like I said, you can have some type of ascension offer. So decision, they need more coaching. So with ascension, it could be a couple different things. You could have more access to you, or you could solve higher level problems. So higher level problems, for example, could be like maybe they're trying to scale. So it could be like systems, team, operations, hiring, all those things that people don't think about that maybe you don't talk about in your initial offer. And it's kind of the next step. All right. So I kind of made this just so people can visually see, because I don't think a lot of people talk about upgrading, right? Everybody is so focused on the front end, which is, how do I get clients? How do I get clients? How do I get clients? That very few people are actually talking about kind of the client journey. And I think this is really crucial for anybody that has a coaching business that is tired of, the same stuff. Because I hear it time and time again of like, oh, I went through this program and I didn't know what to do after, and that was kind of it. So again, I think this chart is kind of a good way for you guys to view it. The big takeaway that I want you guys to learn from this is ask yourself this question after watching this video. How are my clients doing right now? Can I do anything to make the client journey inside the environment better? And you can use questionnaires and things like that. Number two is, do I have an ascension offer right now? And if I don't, why not? Because I'm leaving thousands and thousands of dollars on the table. And if you don't have an ascension offer right now, that's fine. Definitely think about it. But at least give your people an opportunity to stay in your environment, because if they like your coaching and they like you, chances are after they leave your program, more than likely, they're probably going to join something else. So you might as well keep them in the environment and make money while doing it. If you guys want help actually growing your business from $20 to $50 to $100,000 a month, there is a link to schedule a call below. Again, we aren't cheap. So if you can't invest at least bare minimum $2,000, I'm sorry, we can't really help you. But that's it, guys. Like I said, schedule a call below and we will dive deep into your business and figure out if we can help you out.